I think that is why I wanted my son to be in this, because he knows part of it. Bong, you mean? Bong. Yeah, I mean Bong. Too high strung. She panics. So I can just let me forget about the
Well, if I could sum up what I think we've just heard, Mr. Marcos indicates that he has 1,000 tons of gold hidden in the Philippines, and that not even he knows where all of it is stored. He claims that his wife, Imelda, does not know where the gold is, but that his son, Bongbong, knows where some of it is. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Ang video na inyong mapapanood ay isang eksena sa US Congress kung saan isa umanong recorded conversation kay Pangulong Marcos tungkol sa kanyang mga gold ang ipinarinig sa kanilang session. Sa alleged conversation na ito kay Pangulong Marcos, kanyang sinabi umano na inayos niya na ang lahat kung sakaling may anumang mangyayari sa kanya, o bago siya mamatay. Sinabi niya rin daw dito na walang nakakaalam kung gaano karami ang mga gold na ito na kanyang naipon na nakakalat sa iba't ibang mga bangko at lugar hindi lang sa Pilipinas kundi sa buong mundo. Ayon pa sa recorded conversation na ito, sinabi umano ni Pangulong Marcos na si Bongbong Marcos ang kanyang itinalagang mamahala ng mga ito dahil alam ni BBM ang ilang parte ng mga gold investments na ito. Panoorin ang video mula umpisa hanggang matapos.
Kaya ito ay ipagpatuloy natin. Ito at ang pagkakaisa ng ating bansa. Ang pagkakaisa ng Pilipinas, ang pagkakaisa muli ng mga Pilipino. Ipalalapitin natin ulit ang ating mga kababayan na maramdaman ulit sa kanilang kalooban at isabuhay ang nationalism, ang pagmamahal sa Pilipinas. Yan po ang ating hangarin, yan po ang ating layunin. Sa suporta ninyo, ay maaabot po natin itong pangarap na ito. Ito po ang hamon sa atin ng ating mga kababayan. Ito ang hinihingi at inaasahan sa atin ng ating mga kababayan. Sa tulong ninyo, maaabot po natin ang panahon na magkaisa ulit ang Pilipino, mataas ang loob, kahit na kanino, isang bansa, isang diwa, isang gawa. Yan po ang ating pangarap. Yan po. Maraming salamat po.
Habang linalatag ang mga plano at minamarkahan ang ating mga dapat marating sa mga susunod na buwan, wala akong kaduda-duda na magagawa lahat ito. Maliwanag sa akin, walang kakulangan sa galing ng Pilipino. Nakakatiyak pati ako na walang imposible sa ating mga pangarap para sa bayan. Nasa dugo natin ang yaman na magbabangon sa atin. Maraming salamat sa inyong walang sawang pagsuporta.
Bob, you want to play the tape?
You remember, there were advances made to us. We did sell our book.
I don't want to know about that.
Well, anyway, everybody knows.
Yeah, but now they're going to trace the gold account and find out where you're keeping the gold. That's another thing we're worried about.
Okay. What really happened is that most of this gold was sold and there was something left. Now, but because the gold price is moving up, Palau and Governor Pizarro refused to finalize the contract.
Who's Governor Macaros?
Central Bank.
The Central Bank of the Philippines?
Oh yes, I
Very good.
put it through him. So we did not do anything illegal.
But he's going to say it's your money.
It is my money, but I borrowed it from these people who were buying the gold. They wanted first chance to buy it. And I said, all right, but we cannot agree on the price.
Is he still in the Central Bank over there? He's dead.
Yeah.
A dead man can't talk.
But we have the paper showing that he was authorized. And they allege it.
Are they going to challenge the paper's authenticity of
They
the paper?
cannot because they even submitted it.
Do you remember the picture you were going to get with when you were talking about the veterans' gold that you own, and the man was going to give you a picture so nobody could have a question that it was yours or something, or sign a certificate? Isn't that dangerous to do that now?
Well, no. What I want to do is to get the old receipts.
How can you get them? They're probably in Manila. You're not going to get them. You're trusting too many people is what I'm saying.
No. These are people who I did not choose. I was the source of the gold for a lot of debtors. We had gold, jewelry, you name it, silver, tungsten.
You were their leader.
Yeah, and they were turning into outlaws because there was no back pay, there were no arrears in pay, there was no medical service, there was no educational. So I had to come here to the United States and work with them, and we got it. But in the meantime, it took 2-3 years to pay them, and they were turning into outlaws. And they were the top of the entire Philippines.
But weren't you entitled to keep the gold? I mean, wasn't it your gold?
Yeah.
You earned it.
No. We organized already. Most of it was mine, really good, because the fact that we were the ones who bought it. Of course, the son of a gun away. You remember there's somebody who filed an intervention in Rico, California, saying that I stole the gold and Buddha from him, and the other gold treasure of the master.
Can he prove it? Can he prove it?
That's what I asked him. If you can prove it, why don't you and I talk?
And he can't prove it.
And he said, you son of a gun, you such that. And he was started to curse me. You know damn well that you got the gold, but not from you. And he said, all right, not from me, but from my principal. Okay, he said, why don't we strike bargain? This is one of the reasons why I cannot get the gold now.
Why can't you sell it now? It's yours.
Because I don't know where it is.
But they'll trace it to you. And they'll trace it to you and they'll attach
And you
it.
trace it to me immediately.
But it is yours. I mean, you told me it's your gold.
That's what I wanted to tell you, that we can easily pay all of this.
You can pay it back.
Of course. I got that gold sorted out.
You told me 400 tons or 4,000 tons. 1,000 tons. You know how much that is? At $500 an ounce. 1,000 tons is 2 million pounds. That's a couple billion.
No. Per ounce.
Today it's $4.90 an ounce. May 22nd, $4.90 an ounce. I saw it on the television. Or yesterday. I'm telling you. 1,000 tons or 1,000 pounds? Tons?
Yeah, but it's separate basis.
Well, good. Keep it separate, because if you put it all together and they find one, you're out. They're going to get it all from you.
I know. I don't even know where they are.
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
So that's their number one concern. They're not going to give up until they find that cash, or whatever you got, that hidden gold. Why, as smart as you are, why did you leave it in the Philippines? You had more foresight than that. Well, then I don't want to know. Seriously, don't get me involved. But what I'm saying is, somebody knows, and how do you know they're not going to turn on you? Doesn't that bother you? Doesn't that bother you that somebody over there knows? Let's say they made somebody a deal. Here's $40 billion worth of gold. We'll give you 1% of it.
Nobody knows how much this time. I'm telling you.
I'm the only one that knows? Well, don't tell anybody else. Your wife knows.
She doesn't know.
Well, I hope you tell somebody else in case, God forbid, something happens to you in your other situation. You won't have to forfeit $40 billion.
They already have taken made arrangements in the event of something else.
Okay.
And I think that is why I wanted my son to be in this, because he knows part of it.
Bong, you mean? Yeah, I met Bong. Too high strung.
She panics.
So I can just let me forget about the
Well, if I could sum up what I think we've just heard, Mr. Marcos indicates that he has 1,000 tons of gold hidden in the Philippines, and that not even he knows where all of it is stored. He claims that his wife, Imelda, does not know where the gold is, but that his son, Bongbong, knows where some of it is. Is that correct?
That's correct, with one exception. I had a meeting with Imelda Marcos after my meeting, and I believe it was March 19th. We drove to a restaurant, and she did not tell the president where she was going. She said she was going to tell him she was going shopping, and asked me if I would meet her at a restaurant. I did, and we went into the back of the restaurant with the security up front, her security, her drivers, and she talked lamentingly about the gold. She said, you know, we have a lot of, this was before any of this ever was discussed, months before, obviously. You know, we have a lot of gold that we left behind, and she was very upset about that.
Binalatag ang mga plano at minamarkahan ang ating mga dapat marating sa mga susunod na buwan. Wala akong kaduda-duda na magagawa lahat ito. Maliwanag sa akin, walang kakulangan sa galing ng Pilipino. Nakakatiyak pati ako na walang imposible sa ating mga pangarap para sa bayan. Nasa dugo natin ang yaman na magbabangon sa atin. Maraming salamat sa inyong walang sawang pagsuporta.
Ito ay ipagpatuloy natin. Ito at ang pagkakaisa ng ating bansa. Ang pagkakaisa ng Pilipinas, ang pagkakaisa muli ng mga Pilipino. Ipananapitin natin ulit ang ating mga kababayan na maramdaman ulit sa kanilang kalooban at isabuhay ang nationalism, ang pagmamahal sa Pilipinas. Yan po ang ating hangarin, yan po ang ating layunin. Sa suporta ninyo, ay maaabot po natin itong pangarap na ito. Ito po ang hamon sa atin ng ating mga kababayan. Ito ang hinihingi at inaasahan sa atin ng ating mga kababayan. Sa tulong ninyo, maaabot po natin ang panahon na magkaisa ulit ang Pilipino, mataas ang loob kahit na kanino, isang bansa, isang diwa, isang gawa. Yan po ang ating pangarap. Yan po. Maraming salamat po.